Actor Tim Allen sending social media into meltdown mode after posing this question. Who is the face of woke? Do wokies have a clubhouse in someone's backyard, or maybe a cute yet safe playpen somewhere?
Tim Allen has entertained audiences for years with his stand-up comedy and acting. He first gained fame through comedy before becoming a household name with his role in Home Improvement. Despite facing significant challenges and working tirelessly to build his career, he has left a lasting mark on Hollywood. However, persistent rumors have raised questions about his reputation in the industry. Now, at 71, Tim Allen has finally spoken out to address the speculation. But will his response be enough to silence the doubts once and for all? Join us in this video as we look into the rumors finally addressed by Tim Allen and what actually led to it. At 71, Tim Allen finally confirms the rumors. For years, rumors have swirled about Tim Allen's true feelings on Hollywood, cancel culture, and the way conservatives are treated in the entertainment industry. Now, at 71, he's finally confirming what many suspected all along, and Hollywood is furious. It all started when Tim posted a bold tweet asking what the face of woke looks like. He pointed out that the loudest voices online often hide behind screens, never showing their faces. That one tweet sent shockwaves through social media. Outraged users immediately tried to cancel him, but Tim didn't back down. Instead, he embraced the backlash, proving he has no intention of staying silent. This isn't the first time he's made waves. While at Disneyland, he overheard a 13-year-old joking about being pansexual because he liked skillets. Tim made a light-hearted comment about it, but just as expected, outrage followed. And that's exactly why Hollywood has a problem with him. He's willing to say the things they don't want to hear. For years, Tim has refused to conform. Whether in his stand-up routines or interviews, he's stayed true to himself. Hollywood has tried to silence him, cancel him, and push him out, but he refuses to play by their rules. A perfect example is Last Man Standing. It was one of ABC's highest-rated shows, second only to Modern Family. Then, without warning, it was canceled. Even the cast and crew were stunned. Tim's character was conservative, and audiences loved him for it. Hollywood couldn't allow that. Tim himself summed it up best. There's nothing more dangerous in today's world than a funny, likable conservative. His political views have only fueled the fire. When he attended a presidential inauguration, he made it clear he wouldn't just go along with Hollywood's agenda. He even compared the industry's strict political culture to 1930s Germany, where everyone was expected to think the same way. He wasn't trying to attack anyone, he was simply pointing out a truth that many are afraid to acknowledge. ABC may have canceled Last Man Standing, but Tim refused to stay quiet. Instead, he fought back, and in the end, he won. Fox picked up the show, proving that Hollywood's attempt to erase him had failed. And now, Disney bringing Tim back for the Santa Clauses on Disney Plus proves something even bigger. They know he's not going anywhere. They might try to censor him, but they also know he has a loyal fan base that Hollywood can't ignore. After all, for nearly 30 years, Tim Allen has been the face of Christmas. Since the Santa Claus first hit theaters in 1994, he's been synonymous with Santa. But in the Santa Clauses, things took a turn. At one point, his character made a simple joke about saying, "Merry Christmas," only to find out that it was suddenly a problem. That one joke set off a firestorm. Twitter exploded with outrage. Some people called it offensive, while others labeled it politically divisive. But let's be honest, it's a Christmas show. A joke about Christmas shouldn't surprise anyone. Tim even shared another moment from the show where he was in full Santa costume, and someone gave him a strange look. He realized that no matter what, there would always be people waiting to be offended. The backlash was real. Filmmaker and podcaster Scott Weinberg shared the joke online, and suddenly, Tim was under attack again. People accused him of forcing right-wing politics into Christmas. But the real issue isn't just angry Twitter mobs. The truth is, Hollywood itself is built to silence voices like his. Aside from the rumors Tim Allen addressed, what other rumors could people in the industry with him still possibly spread? Casey Wilson shares awkward experience with Tim Allen. While Allen recently spoke out to address some of these rumors, stories from those who have worked with him continue to spark debate. Actress and comedian Casey Wilson is the latest to share her experience, recalling an uncomfortable encounter with Allen on the set of The Santa Clauses. "Tim Allen was such a jerk," Casey Wilson said during an episode of her podcast Be Our Sesh, as reported by Variety. Wilson, who was in the pilot episode of the TV reboot, called it the absolute worst experience I've ever had with a co-star. Wilson, known for her time on Saturday Night Live from 2008 to 2009, worked with Allen on the episode and described him as so unbelievably rude. The Santa Clauses, a reboot of Disney's The Santa Claus film series, recently finished its second season. "I was in a scene with just me and Tim Allen, and I had to throw things at him," Wilson recalled on her podcast. "I thought he was a burglar. He comes down the chimney as Santa, and I wake up thinking there's an intruder, so it's basically a home invasion scene. As I'm throwing things at him," she continued, "he walks over to the producer, who's standing 4 feet away, and says, loud enough for me to hear, 'You have to tell her to stop stepping on my lens.' The producer looks horrified, turns to me, takes 1 step closer, and says, Tim wants you to stop stepping on his lines." Wilson said Allen made everyone on set feel nervous. "People looked panicked," she said. "When he finished his scene, he was so rude. He never made eye contact or said a word. It was so awkward." When we wrapped up, Tim Allen just says, "Leaving." Then he picks up his Santa cape, drops it on the floor, and walks out, Wilson explained. Right away, his stand-in comes in. Such a nice guy and way better to act with. Meanwhile, people rush to pick up his velvet Santa coat. He's a jerk. And this is the best part. Someone on the crew, I don't know who, walks past me and quietly says, "This is him on a good day." Could what Wilson said about working with Tim Allen be true? Could others also have similar stories to share about working with him, or were their experience be different? Keep watching to find out. Nancy Travis reflects on working with Tim Allen. From their easy on-screen chemistry to his sharp comedic skills, Nancy shares what it's really like to work with Tim Allen. Nancy Travis isn't afraid to keep her former TV husband on track when the cameras start rolling. For her, working with Tim Allen again at 71 felt natural, as if they never stopped. She says reuniting with him brought back their familiar rhythm. Even after spending 9 seasons together on Last Man Standing, she still feels like she's learning a lot from Allen when it comes to comedy. "I think he's really great at it. So I always see myself not just as his equal, but also as someone who can learn from him," she says. However, since Allen has a background in stand-up comedy, he naturally likes to take the spotlight. Travis jokes that the hardest part of working with him is making sure he stays focused. "I guess the most challenging thing is just keeping him in his lane," she says with a laugh. "It's about making sure he stays focused on the scene, but that's also what makes him so talented. His improvisation is part of his genius." Travis also admires Allen's strong sense of loyalty. When she arrived on the set of Shifting Gears, she was happy to see many familiar faces from Last Man Standing working behind the scenes. "It felt like a family reunion. It was wonderful to see so many people I had spent years working with," she says. The atmosphere on set felt warm and welcoming. She adds, "It really felt like the best kind of family reunion, not the kind where a drunk cousin spills all the family secrets." She also praises Allen for staying true to the people he's worked with for years. "That's probably why he invited me to be on the show," she says. "I wouldn't be surprised if more Last Man Standing cast members start showing up on Shifting Gears." Although Nancy is currently listed as a guest star, some fans are hoping for more. They shared their thoughts in the comments, with one saying, "Oh, I love you two together. You would be a great addition to the cast." Another wrote, "It would be amazing to see you two together on screen again." With all the rumors about Tim Allen, it makes you wonder how he built his career and became so famous. Stay tuned to find out. Tim Allen's childhood and the road to comedy. Tim Allen was born on June 13, 1953, in Denver, Colorado. He was the third of 6 children in a family that had both happy times and heartbreaking moments. His father, Gerald Dick, worked as a real estate agent, while his mother, Martha Catherine Fox, was involved in community service. The Dick family lived a regular life until tragedy struck in 1964. When Tim was just 11 years old, his father was killed in a car accident. This sudden and painful loss had a deep impact on Tim, shaping the way he saw life and his future. 2 years after his father's death, Tim's mother remarried. This new phase of life brought a stepfather into Tim's world, but their relationship was troubled from the start. As a grieving teenager, Tim found it hard to accept another man as his father. His stepfather had a strict and controlling style of parenting, which only made things worse. This conflict created a lot of resentment that built up over time and affected many parts of Tim's life. Losing his father and struggling with his stepfather led Tim to rebel during his teenage years. He started experimenting with substance and alcohol. Some of this behavior was his way of dealing with the pain of losing his dad, while some of it was an act of defiance against the authority figures in his life. Tim's talent for comedy started to show during these years, often as a way to protect himself from the pain he was feeling. Humor became his way of coping with life, and it later turned into his biggest strength. Even though things were difficult at home, Tim Allen still managed to continue his education. He first went to Central Michigan University before transferring to Western Michigan University in 1974. It was during this time that he discovered his love for comedy. He began performing stand-up at a local comedy club, practicing his skills and developing a style that connected with audiences. His ability to find humor in everyday life and his relatable, regular guy personality made him a favorite among comedy club crowds. However, the resentment he felt toward his stepfather never really went away. It stayed with him and, in small ways, even influenced his comedy. After all the struggles he has faced and overcome, will Tim Allen finally reach the big breakthrough he needs in his comedy career? Stay tuned to find out. Tim Allen's journey from struggles to stardom. Before becoming a household name in comedy and television, Tim Allen faced a life-changing challenge that could have ended his career before it even began. In 1978, he was arrested for having over 650 grams of hard substance. He could have been sent to prison for life, but he decided to work with the police and testify against the people he was involved with. Because of this, his sentence was reduced to 3 to 7 years, and he ended up serving just over 2 years in prison. Being in prison was a major turning point for Tim. It made him face his past mistakes and think about the problems that had led him down a dangerous path. While he was there, he used humor to help him get through the tough times. He entertained other prisoners with his jokes, which helped him improve his comedy skills. This time also gave him a chance to reflect on his life, his choices, and his feelings about his stepfather. It was a period of deep thinking that helped him grow both as a person and as a performer. When Tim got out of prison in 1981, he decided to give comedy another try. He moved to Los Angeles, a city known for entertainment, and started performing stand-up at a famous club called the Comedy Store. It wasn't long before he became a regular, making people laugh with his jokes and funny stories. But Tim didn't stop at stand-up. He also started appearing on late-night talk shows and got his own comedy specials on TV and in movies. He was becoming well-known, and his career was moving forward. In 1998, his old college, Western Michigan University, honored him with a special degree in fine arts and an award for being a great former student. It was a proud moment that showed how far he had come since his college days. In an interview, Tim once said that he could only act well if he could relate to the role. Beyond his comedy success, can Tim Allen make a bigger mark on television and achieve the fame and success he truly seeks? Keep watching to find out. Tim Allen's journey from comedy to TV stardom. Tim Allen became famous for acting in the sitcom Home Improvement, 1991 to 1999, which was made for ABC by Wind Dancer Production. Allen played the main role of Tim the Toolman Taylor, a father raising 3 boys. A lot of the show was inspired by his stand-up comedy. In November 1994, Allen achieved 3 big successes at the same time. He starred in the highest-grossing movie, The Santa Claus by Walt Disney Pictures, had a #1 book, Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man, on the New York Times bestseller list, and appeared in the top-rated TV show, Home Improvement, all within 1 week. Allen won a Golden Globe Award in 1995 for his role in the show. Home Improvement continued until 1999, and during its last season, Allen earned $1.25 million per episode. In 1995, Allen became the voice of Buzz Lightyear in the hit Disney Pixar film Toy Story. In 1997, he starred in Disney's family comedy Jungle to Jungle. In 1999, he returned as the voice of Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story 2, which was both a box office and critical success. That same year, he starred in the sci-fi comedy Galaxy Quest alongside Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, and Sam Rockwell. In 2002, he played Scott Calvin again in The Santa Claus 2. 2 years later, he starred as Luther Crank in Christmas with the Cranks. In 2006, he played Jack Shepherd in Zoom. That same year, he also starred in The Shaggy Dog and The Santa Claus 3. In 2008, he took on a more serious role, playing an aging action movie star in David Mamet's film Red Belt. Allen became the narrator for the Pure Michigan tourism ads on TV and radio. These ads were first seen and heard in the Midwest and later aired nationwide in 2009. In December 2009, he started promoting his film Crazy on the Outside with a preview tour. Allen performed stand-up comedy before screenings of the movie and told audiences about his plans for a 2010 comedy tour. He also directed the film, marking his first time directing a movie. On April 25, 2010, Allen hosted the 8th annual TV Land Awards. That same year, he returned as the voice of Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story 3. He also became the voice of Chevrolet Cruze commercials and narrated Campbell Soup Company's It's Amazing What Soup Can Do campaign. Allen returned to ABC in 2011 with the sitcom Last Man Standing, where he played Mike Baxter, a conservative father trying to hold on to his manhood while surrounded by women at home. The character was loosely based on his own life. After 6 seasons, the show was canceled in May 2017. However, on May 11, 2018, Fox TV officially brought the show back for a 7th season. The show continued for 9 seasons and ended in May 2021. Before Last Man Standing was canceled in 2017, Allen was announced as part of the cast of the Netflix comedy film El Camino Christmas. In 2018, he had a small voice role as Buzz Lightyear in Ralph Breaks the Internet. In 2019, he voiced Buzz Lightyear again in Toy Story 4 and appeared as himself in the documentary No Safe Spaces. In 2022, it was announced that Allen would return as Scott Calvin in a Disney Plus miniseries called The Santa Clauses, based on the Santa Claus movies. On June 30th, 2022, Allen and Richard Karn reunited for the History Channel series More Power. The show explored the history of tools and featured real-life reports on people who use powerful tools. In February 2023, Allen confirmed that he would be back as the voice of Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story 5. On March 6, 2024, Allen shared on his Facebook page that he would star in a new sitcom called Shifting Gears. His character, Matt, is a stubborn, widowed owner of a classic car restoration shop. When Matt's estranged daughter and her teenage kids move in with him, he faces a new kind of challenge, restoring his relationship with his family. The series premiered on ABC on January 8, 2025. What do you think about the rumors Tim Allen addressed? Do you think people will accept his response, or will they still have doubts about him? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.